herbal medicine for around 6 years. Those herbal people, some of them will give you instructions that are very difficult. Some of you will want to touch your stomach. When they are touching your stomach, some of them will tell you it is very cold. Some of them will tell you it is hot. Every pastor had his or her own opinion. Some of them were telling me your family has problems.
Hello family, welcome back to our channel. In case it's your very first time here, kindly consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about today's video, and don't forget to like our today's video, guys. Yeah, so today I am back with a very interesting video, and guess what? As you have seen as per the title, we have a special guest today, and she's going to share with us a very interesting story, a touching one, and it might be educative to some of you guys. So stay tuned and relax. Watch the video till the very end. Yeah, so right now, let's welcome our special guest for her to share with us the story. Welcome.
Thank you. Okay, my name is Sylvia Namachanja. I'm a teacher by profession, married with one girl.
One daughter. Wow, she's a teacher, and as you can see, teachers always glow. If I'm lying, drop a comment. Let us know what you think about it. Yeah, so today we have Sylvia here, and she has a story to share with us. And Sylvia, maybe you can share with us your journey on how you, on what you did to be blessed with a daughter. Imagine she got married. After being married for 9 good years, that's when she got a baby. Yeah, so I know you have so many questions in your head. Maybe you are asking yourself, what did she do or what happened for her to get a baby after 9 years in marriage? She has all the answers, and she's going to answer us today, guys. And remember, everything is possible if you set your mind on it. Share with us your journey, please.
Thank you. I got married the year 2014, May, and as a young couple, we knew the moment we get married, we would be blessed, but it was not like that. After 1 month of the marriage, we did not get pregnant. So we started asking ourselves questions.
Because you had expectations, high expectations.
Yeah, we were expecting it was something immediately.
Yeah.
So my husband started asking me questions. What has happened? I was just to encourage him. It is just 1 month. Let's be patient. But as a man, men are not patient.
Yeah.
So he was not patient. He started asking me questions if I'm planning or what.
Yeah.
But I was not using, so I was also asking myself questions. Why am I not getting pregnant, even if it is just 1 month?
Yeah.
We started waiting. From 2014, we waited up to 2022. But in between, it was not easy.
So you have been waiting from 2014 to 2022.
Yes.
So maybe you can share with us what you did in between here, because I'm very sure there is something that you are trying to do for you to be successful, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe you can share with us in between here.
Okay, at first, we started to use to see herbalists to give us their medicine. Maybe it will help us.
Yeah.
So you see one, he gives you the medicine, you use the medicine, but there's no change. For some time we used herbalists, but we reached a time and said, let's see doctors. Maybe it is something that doctors can help.
Yeah.
So we decided to go to the hospital, and In hospital, we got medication. We had some simple problems that doctors can heal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But before we go to the doctors, maybe I can take you back to herbalist. So from the first herbalist that you saw, what did she or he say after giving you the herbs?
You know, somebody tells you that this one is
It's
sure
good.
is a sure bet.
Yeah, I
After using
understand.
mine, it is a sure bet.
Yeah.
Next month you will come with a good story, but
Uh-huh.
after using, it is just the same story. There's nothing.
And you know, when they give you those herbs, they'll be giving you hope also. So as
Yeah.
you go to use them, you'll be just very sure that when I come back, I'll come with good news.
Mm.
Yeah. So you continued with the herbalist. They give you hope. You hope for the best, but there was nothing.
There was nothing.
Until you decided, let us go to the hospital because the herbs are no longer
They are not
working for
working.
us. So were you taking the herbs with your husband, or you are just the one taking it?
It depends with the person who gives you the medicine. Some of them will say you use both. Some of them will say it is for you alone. So it will depend with the person who has given you the herbs.
So you are following the instructions very well.
Very well.
And I'm very sure you are not messing with the instructions.
How can you mess?
And it is something that you have been waiting for so long.
Hey, you can't mess. You
Mhm.
follow all the instructions.
Mm.
Because some of them will tell you take 3 times per day, some 2 times per day, some 1 time. So you have to take instructions seriously.
Mm. So even before we go to the hospital, I still have a question for you. Like in between here, you have said you got married in 2014, and that's when you began your journey of getting a baby. You have been getting different herbalists, giving you different instructions. Sometimes you take it yourself, sometimes you take both, right?
Mm.
So maybe as you are going to the herbalist, there are some things that even your neighbors were talking about, or maybe they like, how are people taking this situation?
You know, people are funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my neighbors were saying that I don't want to get pregnant. I don't know why they were saying like that, but some of them were saying that I don't want to get pregnant. Some of them were saying that I was aborting.
Really?
People say what they want to say. They were yani, hakuna mtu alikuwa anatuelewa. Mtu anasema vile anajisikia. Wengine wanasema nimeacha watoto nyumbani, that's why I don't want to get pregnant.
For your husband?
For my husband. So I was just listening to them and keep quiet.
And at some point, did you think about giving up before going to the hospital? Because I'm very sure after seeing the herbalist, maybe sometime you could sit down and just say, I want to give up.
So many times. You take the medicine until you get tired.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are bitter.
Yeah.
Some of them have a very bad smell.
Yeah.
Yani unajikaza tu nayo, lakini ilifika mahali nikasema ai, sijui niachane nayo, lakini nikajiambia tena bado.
So guys, as you have heard, taking herbs for several years and you are not getting the results that you want, it is something that is so disappointing. Like you are being given instructions and the instructions are not even working, the medicine is not working. And I'm very sure, Sylvia, before you decided to go to the hospital, you had a reason as to why you started with the herbalist, right? Because if it was someone else, maybe he or she could think, maybe let's just go straight to the hospital. But as for you, you started with the herbalist. Why?
They are around. They are around. So my husband told me to ask her mother
Mm-hmm.
what could we do? So her mother advised us. She told us to go to someone, so that someone to give us some medicine. So from there, I knew herbalists may help. So that's why I went to several of them, though they did not help me.
Also because they were around.
Mm.
Yeah. So for how long did you use the herbal medicine?
I used herbal medicine for around 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And within those 6 years, those herbal people, some of them will give you instructions that are very difficult. Some of you will want to touch your stomach. When they are touching your stomach, some of them will tell you it is very cold. Some of them will tell you it is hot. Some of them will tell you veins are not, and they don't feel your veins. They were complicated.
So I'm very sure some of them were giving you stress, right?
So much.
What? For 6 good years?
For 6 good years, and I was
Using
patient,
herbs?
using herbs, following the instructions, whatever they say I do, but I reached a time and got tired.
You got tired. So for how long did you give up?
For like 2 years, I was just there. I was not using any medicine. I was just there.
So after 2 years, after 6 years, you are on herbal medicine. Then you decided, let me give up, let me rest. So you rested for 2 years without doing anything, and you left everything to God.
Yeah.
And you just told yourself, I'm not alone. Or what did you say?
My husband used to encourage me. He used to tell me, why are you stressing yourself? When the right time comes, God will bless us. Stop stressing yourself. And I want to thank him so much because he was there for me. He was always encouraging me whenever I ask of anything. Even if those herbalists were giving me so much instructions, he would just encourage me just to follow. Maybe we will be blessed. He is a good man. He's always there with me.
And shout out to your husband. I'm very sure he'll be watching this video. He was very understanding, guys.
Yeah.
Someone to understand you for almost 7 years. Remember, we've not even reached at 9 years. For 7 years, you're just using herbs and nothing is working for you. But he's there supporting you in every step that you take. He's there with you. Wow, you have a caring husband. Shout out to you. Wow, that's so good. So after resting for 2 years, what did you do next?
So we decided to see pastors. We went to several of them, and every pastor had his or her own opinion. Some of them were telling me next month you will be pregnant. Some of them were telling me your family has problems. So everybody had his own opinion over me, but I knew one day God will bless me.
So they were giving you different prophecies.
Different prophecies.
They were prophesying for her. Next month you are going to get pregnant.
Yes.
And another one, your family has a
Your
problem.
family has a problem.
And that's where the problem comes now.
Yeah.
You'll be hating your family for nothing.
For nothing.
And I'm very sure you had that thing in your mind.
So much. When somebody tells you your family has a problem, you will start asking yourself questions: which problem? And how will I solve this problem? Because you want to get a child. And if your family has a problem, you start asking yourself questions. You want to ask your parents what they did or what happened, but you just keep quiet because you don't want to destroy your family.
And that is one way of creating hatred
Yeah.
in your family, which is not good. I can feel for you. Like pastors, herbalists are giving me instructions. Pastors are giving their own prophecies, and nothing is working. And were you having faith when visiting those pastors?
At first, I had faith, but it reached a time I was just going because I've heard there's one here, but I had no faith.
You had no faith.
Yeah, because most of them were telling me it will be like this and it is not happening. So I was just going to please my husband because sometimes he gets somebody tells him, this pastor is so good, so he comes and tells me, please go because I've heard he's good. So I just go to please him. I don't want him to get angry, but I was not having faith.
So you are not having faith in some pastor,
in
but
some
at
pastor.
first you had
At
faith.
first, I had faith. So when when a pastor told me that you will get pregnant this next month,
You are having
I
hopes.
was nilikuwa na hopes za juu nikijua tu next month mi nakuwa pregnant.
It's going to
Wakati
happen.
ilifika, nothing happened. Ai,
You gave up again.
Nilishushika sana.
Also, after visiting the pastors, you also gave up.
Gave up. They give you false prophecies.
Okay, so these pastors, all of them that you visited before going to the hospital, they were giving you false prophecies, right? So even after your husband advising you that I have had a certain pastor who will help you to get the baby, and it never worked, what was his take on these pastors?
He also reached a time and said, let's just relax or let's go to hospital.
Also, he advised you
let's
to
just
go
to hospital. Maybe it is a doctor thing. Maybe it is a problem that a doctor will help. Let's just go and see doctor.
Now share with us your journey in the hospital.
So when we went to hospital, they checked me. They at first they checked my stomach and told me that I had fibroids, but they told me they are small. They can't affect me to get pregnant. They are small, and they didn't even give me medicine. They just told me it is okay. These things won't affect you to get pregnant. And they advised me to go check my fallopian tubes if they are open or not. I also went and checked. They were open. They were just good, and I was just good to get pregnant. But I was not getting. My husband was also okay. We were just fine, but let's say maybe God's time was not. It was not God's time.
Oh, by that time.
Yeah.
So, is it the same hospital you visited at first when they checked you and told you you have fibroids? Is it the same hospital that checked your tubes?
Yeah, it's the same hospital.
That checked your tubes.
But we visited different hospitals. That one was the last hospital that told us that my fallopian tubes are open and I have fibroids. But we had visited other hospitals. They helped, but we did not get satisfied with
their services.
services.
So, were there any medicine that you are given to take?
Not really.
Even after visiting the first hospital and they told you you have the fibroid, then they checked your tubes, there was no any medicine.
They did not give me any medicine.
So after checking your tubes, they are okay, your husband is okay, all of you are okay. What was your next step that you did? Because we want to know what happened. Like, what happened?
So after visiting the hospital, I remember the last day they told me, Mama, we are not giving you even Panadol. Just go home. You are okay.
You will get
You
pregnant.
will get pregnant. So I came home and we started waiting again, but it did not come that early. So we sat down and my husband and we talked and we decided just to trust God. Trust God seriously. You know,
when we started, you said you are not having faith. So before, as in, you have struggled from herbalist, you have gone to the different pastors, and now you are in the hospital. They are telling you you are just okay, but nothing is happening. Did you ever sit down and tell yourselves, maybe we have been bewitched? Have you ever had such a thought?
That one crossed our minds, but we told ourselves it is only God, because we have used herbal, it is not working. We have went to pastors, it is not working. Hospital, it is not working. So we said, let's just trust God. Now where we have reached, it is just God.
And seriously,
let's purpose to ask God seriously.
For this blessing.
Yeah.
So that's when you stopped going to the hospital and you started trusting God.
Yeah.
So when was when was the year you started trusting God now seriously?
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
You started trusting God seriously.
Seriously. Prayers, fasting,
Mm-hmm.
being close with my pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he always encouraged us. We decided to be prayer warriors. We
Mm-hmm.
started to pray and fast. My husband had not fasted. He started to fast. Eh? We decided let's just ask God because we have tried our best, but
Mm-hmm.
it has not worked. So let's see what God will do.
For
So
you.
from 2020, we continued with prayers with God.
Mm-hmm.
We told ourselves let's not give up on God because
Yeah.
we gave up on herbalists, we gave up on doctors, we gave up on ourselves, but on God we told ourselves let's be serious with God and let's not give up. Let's wait
Mm-hmm.
because it's like it is now God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was the time you said, now it is us with God.
it is us with God.
Mm-hmm. Then what happened
So we were just praying
from
from
2020?
2020.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were close with our pastor. He
Mm-hmm.
used to encourage us. He used to tell us we should not give up. Whenever they have anything in the church like prayers, we were involved.
Mm-hmm.
We pastors put us close so that to help us not to give up. You know, you may reach a time, we may reach a time and give up. So from 2020, we have been just waiting upon God to help us.
Mm-hmm.
We never gave up. We were always praying, but it reached a time, let me say 2021, we made a vow with God.
Mm-hmm.
We decided to make a vow so that God may see that we are serious
With him.
with Him. So we
Mhm.
made a vow and asked God to bless us with a child.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't specify which one. We just wanted a child,
Mm-hmm.
and indeed, God remembered us.
The year?
The year 2022, July.
Wow. So you waited from 2014 to 2022, July.
Yeah.
That's when you got pregnant.
I didn't even know I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I got sick. I just started feeling like my body is just aching. So my husband told me, go to the hospital and know what is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to the hospital, I told the doctor how I'm feeling. So he asked me, when was the last time you menstruated? I looked at him. Why is he asking me this question?
Mm-hmm.
But I answered.
Yeah.
So he told me to go and check, to go to the lab.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the lab, and when I got the results, when I got the results, that's when he told me I am pregnant.
What was your reaction?
I just say thank you, God.
Because it is something that you have been waiting for,
Yeah,
and from 2020 to 2022, God has blessed you.
yeah,
Yeah, it was just a must for you to tell God, thank you so much, after having a vow with Him,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so wow. And what was your husband's reaction? Did you just call him when you were still at the hospital, or what did you do?
I took a picture of the results of the
Mm-hmm.
lab and I sent him. So I called him and told him go to your WhatsApp and see what I've sent to you.
Mm-hmm.
After seeing, he called me and told me, "Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious? Like seriously, God has remembered us?"
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, "Yeah." And he said, "We thank God."
So he was not even believing if the
He,
results are yours.
he was not believing.
And for your case, at first, how did you take the results? Even after telling God, thank you, God, afterwards, what was your first reaction? I'm very sure you told yourself, oh, they have confused the results.
I was not believing.
Yeah.
I thought, is this man serious? Is, are they my results? But the problem is, the only one there, it was only my book, so they were my results.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what made you tell God, oh, thank you,
Thank you,
God.
God.
And you had to send your husband a picture of the results.
Yeah.
So that is on 2022 July.
Yeah.
So you began the pregnancy journey. Yes.
Yeah.
How was the feeling? How was the feeling?
So after those results, we were happy as a family. In the house, we were just laughing, praising God. But the journey was not easy. So pregnancy started, pregnancy things. I started to get sick. As at first, we have heard that getting sick is normal
In
in pregnancy, but it got serious. So we decided to see a gynecologist to help us during the journey, because we know the journey is not easy and we did not want to risk anything. We just wanted to, when the last day comes, we have the baby.
So this is something that you have been waiting for 9 years,
Yeah.
right? And after getting pregnant, you started feeling sick.
Yeah.
So you didn't want to risk anything. You decided to see a gynecologist.
Yeah.
Now share with us the journey of pregnancy with the gynecologist.
It reached a time like after 1 month, after knowing I'm pregnant. I knew I'm pregnant when I'm 1 month pregnant. So after another 1 month, so I'm 2 months pregnant, I started to see spotting. So after seeing spotting, we decided to see a gynecologist because we didn't want to risk the pregnancy. He advised me not to do some heavy work because my pregnancy was delicate. He told me just to rest. So after resting for a while, it did not stop. I just continued seeing spotting, some blood. So I went back. When I went back, he told me to go and do a scan. When I went to do a scan, they told me that my cervix is not strong. So I went back to the gyna, and when he saw the picture, he told me your cervix is not strong. So we are supposed to do a McDonald's stitch on you.
Also, cervix incompetence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know maybe for you who are watching, you have ever had such an experience where a mother has cervix incompetence, and for you to be helped, you have to undergo Mac stitch or the McDonald's stitch. So the gyna advised you that you need
to do McDonald's stitch, but I was worried. So I told him, let's wait a bit. So when it reached 4 months, almost 5, I went to see him again, and he advised me again to go to do that scan. So when I went back, he told me we are risking because it had started to open from inside. So it was a must for him to do that,
the
the
stitches.
stitches. So when it was 4 months, he did the stitches, and I went back home. But for like a month again, I started bleeding. So
Now heavy bleeding.
heavy
It is not
bleeding.
spotting.
Yeah. When I went to the hospital, they told me I had placenta previa. So that's when the placenta is attached to the cervix.
To the cervix.
Yeah. So they told me, because you have placenta previa, you will not do anything. Your work is just to lie down. You don't do anything.
You just rest.
Yeah.
Like you are given a complete
A
bed
complete
rest.
bed rest.
If you have ever had a placenta previa where it is attached to the cervix, drop a comment down below. So she had that and she was given a bed rest. Remember, it is something that they have been looking for years. So it was just a must for her to follow what the doctors said. Yeah, so you now started the bed resting.
Yeah. So the gyna told me it is a 80% chance that it will move. So I was just praying God for it
to move to the other side.
to move to the other side, because he said when you reach 30 weeks and it has not moved, it will not move.
Mm-hmm.
And by that time, I was like 20 to 24 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So you were just waiting
yeah,
on what the doctor said.
yeah,
Yeah. So he said you wait for around 30 weeks.
30 weeks.
It will move.
Yeah.
So did it move or it just remained like that?
So after 30 weeks, I went for a scan again,
Mm-hmm.
and I thank God because it had moved.
It had moved.
Yeah,
Wow, that was so good. So at least you are relieved.
yeah,
But still, did the doctor advise you that even if it doesn't move or it doesn't turn to the other side, the baby will survive?
yeah. He told me even if that thing doesn't move, don't get worried because so long as the baby is okay,
Mm-hmm.
the baby will come out. We don't want to know which way we will use, but so long as the baby is okay,
Mm-hmm.
you will have your baby.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's good. So the placenta now turned at 30 weeks
yeah,
and you are now relieved.
yeah.
So what happened next?
So I was just waiting for for the last day to come.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was around 34 weeks, I started bleeding again, like
What?
like spotting. It is not serious bleeding, but they say that when you are pregnant, when you see anything to do with blood, you should be worried. You should see a doctor.
Yeah.
So when I saw something like that, I called my gyna, and he told me go to the hospital to to the nearest hospital so that they can check what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to the hospital, they told me
Normal.
it is normal. You have no problem. They told me to go back. So I went home. I just continued with my bed rest and seeing my gynecologist.
Mm-hmm.
So when it reached 37 weeks, when I went to see my gyna, he told me, let's plan on how to get the baby.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me reasons as to why I should not go for normal.
Mm-hmm.
So we planned for a CS.
You did a CS.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he had reasons as to why
eh,
you've not undergo normal delivery.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
was okay with it because me, I just wanted to go home with my baby. I did not want to risk.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want for them to say, oh, your baby got tired, or I didn't want to see any complications. So I was okay with it, and we planned for a CS.
Yeah, so you did a CS. Yeah, after waiting for so long, you didn't want people to say it happened like this way, it happened like that way. No, so you just wanted your baby without taking risks.
Yeah.
And that is why you went for a CS.
Yeah.
And right here we have our bundle of joy. Yeah. So she got a baby girl. Or maybe she's a boy.
No, she's a girl.
She's a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, how many months?
Almost 2 months.
Almost 2 months, guys. Yeah, so this is a real story, a true story, and she has shared herself, the way she has struggled all the way from 2014 to 2023. That's when she has her baby. Imagine 9 good years in marriage without a baby. If you get a husband who is not understanding, he might chase you away and marry another wife. But as for her case, the husband was so loving, caring, and understanding. Yeah. But if it was someone else, maybe he could have chased her away and remarry again. Yeah. So you are so blessed to have such a husband,
Yes,
such an understanding husband. Yeah, and right here we have the baby after waiting for 9 good years. In case you have the same story, kindly drop a comment down below. Let us know your experience, or maybe you have a different experience but it relates with this one. Kindly drop a comment, let us know. So today we are happy you came. Yeah, so our fans, kindly let us know what do you think about this. And we have a baby here, like it's not that we are joking around. A baby we have been waiting for 9 good years. Hey, the baby is here. Yeah, she's here and very beautiful, but we are not going to show the face right now. Yeah, but the baby is here and we thank God for this. Like, if you trust in God, everything happens. Yeah, just have faith in God, trust in Him. For her case, she started fasting, praying, and even took a vow with God. So, in case you have tried all your best and you are not getting the baby, just believe in God. Despite the fact that she visited so many herbalists, different pastors with different versions, different prophecies, but none of them worked for her. But she decided to have a good relationship with God, a serious one. And later, God answered their prayers. Her husband with her. Yeah, so right now they have a baby, and we thank God for that. Thank you so much, Sylvia, for coming today. I'm very sure my viewers have enjoyed this story, and maybe you have learned one thing or two from this story, and maybe you can share with someone else. Yeah, so what can you tell my subscribers? Maybe they subscribe and do what?
Thank you so much, guys, for having me here.
Mhm.
I just want to encourage someone that don't give up on God. With God, everything is possible. It doesn't matter how long it will take.
Mhm.
Don't give up on God.
Yeah.
Continue trusting God. And I know when you trust God, it does not mean that challenges will not be there, but endure them. And by the end of the day, God will bless you.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. May God bless you all.
Amen. Yeah, so hope you have heard from her. Yeah, so never give up. However long it might take, God will always answer your prayers. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Hope you really enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and give this video a like. See you soon on our next one.